September is here and I come alive in the fall. It is my favorite season. I get happy, excited, and I'm glad summer's over with. It is starting to get cooler. Like we are talking about 70s here in the South, and I'm so excited. I even made a tea, not a coffee, and I even have a little cookie that I made here. So we're gonna talk about August favorites. There has been so many new products in August, and taking a break in July from new products coming to August was kind of overwhelming. So I try to reduce the products to the ones that I really have reached for a lot. I have a lot of products that I enjoy and love, but these are the ones that I reached for over and over again, and I'm excited to share them with you. You can grab yourself a tea, a coffee, something, hang out with me, and let's get started. I was actually debating to do a roundup video instead of a favorites, but I feel like there's a few products that I want to test out a little bit more and then give a full roundup video on the products that I've tested out for the past 2-3 months, because there's so many and I want to kind of gather my thoughts, but there's a lot of good products. I'm going to start with fragrance, and I don't have candles. I don't have any random things, but I have a couple of fragrance, and it's very interesting. They're all warm vanilla scents, and I am not even a vanilla scent, but I'm going to start with a popular one. This is the Phlur Vanilla Skin, and I had some Sephora points and I used them towards purchasing this fragrance, and I love it. It's so beautiful, definitely warm. I like to wear this at nighttime. I like to feel warm and cozy, and because this past month it has been 100 degrees outside, wearing something like this at night, it was the only appropriate time to wear it. But I think come fall, winter, I'm going to reach for it much more. It's cozy, it's sweet and gourmand without being overwhelmingly gourmand. I don't love to smell like a cookie or dessert. I like vanilla, but I like it when it's a little bit more complicated and complex. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily complex, but I really do enjoy it, and I see myself going through it. I like it. It's an easy scent, vanilla, very pleasant. On me lasts 4 to 6 hours, I would say. In my hair, it lasts longer. And you guys, I sprayed everywhere. I sprayed on my clothes, on my hair, everywhere. So that makes it last a little longer. But yeah, that's the first fragrance. The next fragrance is one that I've already talked about before, but this is the NOYZ Unmute fragrance. This is a really pretty kind of vanilla amber warm scent. I really find it unique, and it reminds me of more of a niche fragrance. I love this brand, the NOYZ brand. I think it's really cool. Yeah, it has that niche fragrance that I would find in an initial fragrance, but definitely not the longevity that one has. It has some spices in it, again, amber, some vanilla. You can get musky. I just really like the fragrance, and I think that this brand is wonderful. I really like their packaging. I have a lot of their 15 ml bottles, and I even have this one in 15 ml. That's why you don't see that I've used this a lot, because I've used the 15 ml more. So I just think it's a really cool brand. I wouldn't say very affordable. It's around $85, and if you have points at Ulta, you can use those, and I think it's really cool. Now, the next brand is one that was gifted to me by Twisted Lily, and they are starting to carry this brand, Born to Stand Out, and they sent over a ton of samples and a full size of their Sugar Addict fragrance, and this is called a fragrance sweetener. So the brand is really kind of cool and edgy a little bit. So there's 2 different discovery sets. This one is the dark and drunk, and then there's the dirty and sticky. Some of the names are a little questionable, but you get all these samples in here, and this is why I have not worn a ton of fragrance this month because I was testing all of these out. My favorite, without a doubt, is the full size that I got, the Sugar Addict one. This is a really cool fragrance because just like Vanilla 28, you can just layer it with other ones and make your fragrance a little sweeter. But this one is a little bit more complex than Vanilla 28. That one's just like very simple. This has a little bit of, if you know Angel Share by Kilian, that one combined with Vanilla 28 makes this one. This is definitely a sweet scent, and I don't love sweet scents, but I enjoyed this one. I think having a little bit of that, I don't know if it's rum or something, there's some sort of booziness in here. It's not a lot. It's not like an Angel Share, but there's a little bit of that in here that I think balances it out. And this smells like when the sugar is starting to caramelize, when you put it on the fire, it smells like that. And I think that is a pleasant scent. Definitely warm and kind of cozy. I think this is great for layering. It's nice on itself. It lingers around throughout the day, but I wouldn't say it's a beast mode, so it's not going to be overpowering. But this is my favorite out of all the ones that I've tried out. Now moving on to these two sets. There is the dark and drunk, and then the dirty and sticky scent. And overall, I feel like the scents are very unique and different. But I think you need to sample these out. I don't think these are a blind buy whatsoever. This one, Sugar Addict, I think it's a good blind buy. It's a great staple, sweeter fragrance in your collection, but these are not. I actually had a hard time picking what I like. I could appreciate how interesting some of them were, but some of them I felt like I have to wash that off of me. So I'm just gonna let you know a couple that I really like. Drunk Saffron is one that I enjoyed. This one in the beginning, it smells a little bit, maybe a little metallic in the beginning. This is a woodsy, kind of warmer scent. It has saffron. I enjoy saffron. I'm actually looking up the notes. Yeah, it has plum, cognac, saffron, leather, vanilla, musk, patchouli. This is a fragrance that I actually really do enjoy. Definitely more for fall, winter, a little bit more mature. Like I wouldn't think a teenager would want to smell like this. It's a little bit more sophisticated. The next one I like is the fig one that has fig, cedarwood, and vanilla. This is a nice one. I don't know if I would buy it full size right now, just with all the fragrance that I have, but it starts smelling like Windex cleaner. I'm not doing a great job with this, but that's within 10 seconds and that dissipates real quick. And it becomes definitely fig and warmer and kind of interesting. If you like fig, I think you would enjoy this fragrance. Again, all of these are just different. And it took me some time to understand the fragrances and kind of figure out what I like and what I don't. Yeah, this is a nice one. Even Andrew liked this one. There's one here called Angel's Power. It has nail polish as one of the scents, and I despised that one. I had to wash it off and it was lingering. It's called Angel's Power. Do not buy that one. There's one called Dirty Heaven. It has tonka bean, jasmine, and gray amber. That's actually a really nice one as well. And then Happy Nuts. It is pistachio, almond, and black sesame. I think, but that one's really nice. So for me, if I had to pick between the sets, I would go with a dirty and sticky over the dark and drunk. Future Tania here. I just wanted to mention real quick a huge favorite, which is my jewelry this month. I have fallen in love with Idol jewelry for a while now. You guys know it, but they do have, I think when the video goes live, it'll be the last day of their up to 20% off site-wide, and they'd never do more discount than that. So I just wanted to mention it. If you're interested and you're looking at the pieces, now is the time to buy. I will link everything down below, but I love their pieces. I am wearing quite a few today. This is the Apollo chain. I love the Lucia add-on, the little Leah add-on, the Power Cuff. This is something that I almost never take off unless I'm training. And then here we have the beautiful Bea add-on. It's so stunning. I put it by itself because it's so special. And then the necklace that I always wear is their Solo 5, which is the 1/2 carat diamond. And I just wanted to mention this because I know you guys always ask questions about my jewelry. This is not sponsored. I just wanted to bring it up. And if you watch this video past their sale, I do have a 10% off with them. I'm going to put it on the screen because I can't remember the name of it, but I love their products. They are modular, so you have your stud and you just do different add-ons to them. So this right here, you can see that that's an add-on to a stud. This is a regular stud and it has an add-on. So I really love their pieces. Great, amazing people. These are all lab-grown diamonds, 14 karat gold, so it's definitely an investment, but take a look at their pieces if you're interested, and that's it. Okay, go back to the video. Those are pretty much all the non-makeup products. We're gonna move on to some sprays. I found some really good sprays this month, some primers and powders. I just got good stuff. Let's start with the sprays that I've used this month. First is this one from Dolce. This is the First Spray Serum. This, I bought it on Amazon, I think this past month, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, I don't think I've had it for a month and I've already used this much. And I was trying to use some other products that I'm trying to finish up, but I keep coming back for this one. It smells very healthy, kind of like a nice, healthy, natural spa. It is hydrating, radiant. I like to put it under makeup while I do my makeup, after makeup. I just adore this product. It just makes my makeup kind of melt into each other and look so beautiful. And then the TirTir Mask Fit Makeup Fixer. I cannot read. This one is kind of, it's not quite like a hairspray for your face like the One Size. I think it's a little softer. First of all, the atomizer for this is so good, and it's very long lasting. It's not as glowy, obviously, as this one. This is a setting spray, something that makes your makeup stay on all day, and I really like it. I think it's sold out. I don't know for sure. It's on Amazon. That's where you can get it. So both of these are on Amazon. As a primer, you guys know I love my Tom Ford primer. I really like my glowish primer. Huda Beauty is coming out with a new foundation and primer, and I will absolutely try that. It looks fantastic. But one product that I have been reaching for, and I am baffled how I like this one now, is this Danessa Myricks Beauty Balm. I think I have mine in shade 3, but honestly I just wish it was clear. It gives me a little bit of coverage, but this is so nice for my oily T-zone and for the pores. It's very smoothing. I don't use a lot, I use a little bit, but it almost becomes kind of powdery. I use it under makeup and I have loved it this way. I think I tried to use this more as a foundation when I tested it out and I didn't love it that way, but using this as a kind of pore filling primer and a smoothing primer, a more mattifying primer too, is the way that I've been using it, and I love it. I think it makes such a big difference. So this is a new discovery that I've already had in my collection, and I've just used it differently and fallen in love with it. Moving on to foundations, and I've tested out quite a few foundations this month. I'm not gonna talk about the Patrick Ta foundation because I've only used it 3 times, I think. I mean, I really like it. I know there's so many mixed reviews, but on my skin tone, it's wonderful. I like it, but I'm going to talk about these other ones. I'm going to start with the most expensive one, and I'm sorry I'm putting this in here. This is the La Prairie foundation. I have done very luxurious or like my most expensive makeup, and this was in it, and I hate how much I like this one. I know it has become so popular in the last month, which is kind of a shocker because I haven't heard anybody talk about this for I don't know, years maybe, and within the last month, everybody's talking about it. But I have been eyeing this foundation for a very long time, and I was preparing to do, again, that really luxurious makeup. So I've had it for a bit now. I absolutely adore the way this looks on the skin. I don't use the concealer almost at all unless I have kind of patches or something that I need to cover on my face. But the foundation inside, it is flawless. Every time I wear it, my makeup looks incredible. It is not super glowy, but it does have that natural luminous finish to it. It lasts all day long. The formula feels a little bit like a gel formula. It reminds me a little bit of the Chanel Sublimage, just not as glowy as that one and more coverage. So if the Chanel Sublimage was just too glowy for you, this is better. Also, the Chantecaille, their foundation, their gel foundation, it kind of reminds me of that one as well. Just more coverage. This has more coverage than all of those, but it's kind of the same formula or the feel of those, just more perfect. I like this one better than both of those put together. There's just something about this that sits so beautiful on your skin, so flawless. I'm not wearing it today, but I hate how much I like this one, but I do love it. The Dior Stick Foundation is fantastic. This is the foundation I'm wearing today, and I've had this makeup on for maybe 5 hours at this point. It's beautiful. Even on my kind of oilier T-zone, I don't find it too glowy. It does not go over dry texture bad at all. It looks so beautiful. It's probably a perfect stick foundation. The Tom Ford one is really nice as well. I really like that one. They're kind of similar. This one, I think it's maybe a little bit more emollient than the Tom Ford, to be honest. Yeah, I really like it. I think Dior did a fantastic job with this release. I have a full day wear test on it. I'm pretty sure it's just easy to apply. You put it on real quick. You can have a kind of light to medium coverage, or you can really build it up in areas. And I think it's very perfecting on the skin without feeling like anything. Okay, and the last foundation that I'm going to talk about is one that surprised me so much. This is the RMS Sun Cover Up Super Tint SPF 50. This was sent to me, and you know, I've had it for a little bit and I didn't get around to testing it out, and then I put it on and I was so surprised how beautiful it looked on the skin. It's definitely a light to medium coverage. It has a natural luminous finish. I know Patrick Ta says it has a natural luminous finish, but this is way glowier than this one. So it's nothing like the Patrick Ta. The texture is not as serum-y as the Patrick Ta either. I mean, it's kind of runny, but it's not as wet as Patrick Ta. I am wearing the shade Sand, and I love it. There's something about this that looks just like my skin. This is how it looks like, and I've been wearing it for over a week now. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I love the coverage. I like the way it looks on my skin. I like the color. It does have that kind of maybe a little Play-Doh smell. You know, RMS is more of a cleaner formula. The scent, you can tell that. It's the same as Westman Atelier scent products. Some of those have that kind of a little bit Play-Doh-y and Ilia. If you know the scent, you know what I'm talking about. But see, it kind of dried down. It never stays wet or sticky. And with my skin, it just looks so invisible on the skin. It gives a nice finish, nice coverage, light to medium, like I mentioned. I am so impressed with this product. And it's not that I wasn't expecting to like RMS, because I really like a lot of their products, but this one was one of those that I was like, wow, I love it. The same feeling that I had with the La Prairie, very different products, but the same initial love with a product is what I had with this one. I actually don't have a concealer to share with you guys. I'm going to test out a couple concealers. Westman, Atelier, Victoria Beckham's coming out. Ciel's coming out with new concealers. So I'm going to dabble in those a little bit. But there hasn't been one that I just absolutely love this month. I kind of picked randomly from my drawer. So I'm skipping concealer, but powder, wow. This has been the month of powders, talking about powders, disappointment, excitement, discoveries, lots of things. Makeup by Mario is coming out with a new powder. I'm absolutely picking that up. I saw Tower 28 has a really beautiful powder. I may go swatch it in store. Not sure if I'm going to purchase that one, but the two powders are the Chanel and the La Prairie are the two powders that I've been reaching for every single day. Every single day. If I want a more natural look to my under eyes, I will go for La Prairie. If I want something a little bit more matte and more bulletproof, I will go for the Chanel loose powder. I have compared these side by side in my last video, I think, and there was a very mixed reaction. Some people loved the La Prairie, some people loved the Chanel, and if after wearing both of these side by side for quite some time now, I think the La Prairie is more natural on the skin, more invisible. The Chanel is a little bit more intense. It'll keep me matte more throughout the day, and it's just more intense. Both are absolutely beautiful. I have tried the Tom Ford pressed powder, and I really like that one, but I will be honest, I have not used it as much just because I was so concentrated in kind of testing these two powders and finding a dupe for our Givenchy powder. Moving on to blushes. Now, I have done a blush ranking video where I think I ranked 8 blushes that I've tested out in the past couple of months, new releases, cream and powder. But I am going to talk to you about two, maybe three blushes. First of all, let's talk about the latest release from Chanel. These are the cream to powder blushes, and I am loving them. This is the one I'm wearing today, and I've had this, like I mentioned, for about 5 hours now. Love it. I absolutely love it. This other one is the beige color. You can see it has been used quite a lot. And then the last shade is this red one. Fantastic shade. Fantastic shade. And it looks very intimidating, but no, it blends in so nicely. Becomes like a beautiful coral shade. I love the formula. It's very blurring, very soft on the skin. There's no shimmer or glitter. It's a staple. I think they needed this release. These feel so soft and kind of creamy. See, this looks very light, but you can definitely build it up. I have done a whole video on this Chanel release, so you can check that one out, but I keep reaching for it. I absolutely love them. I love how easy it is to work with them. I use my this brush right here, Refer number 4 with it. It picks up the product really, really well, and I adore that product. It was made for me, and I like the colors as well. The other blush that I've been picking up quite a lot is the YSL, the Make Me Blush Liquid Blush. I have 4 colors here, and I've used them throughout different videos. I think I'm starting to enjoy more matte blushes that don't have a lot of shimmer or glow to them. These are supposed to be a little bit more matte. I would say that it takes the finish of the foundation or the skin that you have underneath. They're beautiful. They blend in so nicely, long lasting. One of my most liquid blushes or cream blushes that are long lasting. That made no sense. You know what I mean. I really like all the colors. I think my favorite is the shade 44. Is this beautiful rose shade. It's my most used one. This one is very interesting. It looks quite orange, but once you put it on, it has a little bit of a coral in it. It reminds me a little bit of my Armani liquid blush that I really like so much. See? I don't know. I feel like it's definitely orangey, corally. It's a little bit more unique. I do wish it had just a little bit more pink in it, just a little bit. It would be exactly like the Armani blush, the 50.5 5 blush, the Peachy Rose one. The only highlighter that I think I've used this month is this Dolce & Gabbana highlighter. I absolutely adore it. It is soft, yet it has an impact. It makes me feel like I am truly glowing from within and that I don't have any highlighter on. And that's exactly what I want. If you want a beaming highlighter, this is not for you. But if you're looking for really soft, kind of, I have it on today, barely there highlighter that does not emphasize texture. Look at that. And I shouldn't say barely there because it's definitely there, but it's not glittery. It's not too much. You can sheer it out. I just think it looks so beautiful. I actually have quite a few new discoveries and favorites this month for eyeshadows. I feel like usually I skip over this because I almost never wear them, but I have like 4 products maybe. Let's start with the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. I think this is beautiful. If you like more peachy tones, not super warm, more, I would say peachy, this is really nice. I have been reaching for the mattes a lot and like the lighter shimmers. The one complaint that I have about this is that I wish there were some more toppers or more interesting textures for the shimmers. I feel like they're all kind of similar in the end, the formula I'm talking about. I haven't reached for the shimmers as much as I was thinking I would, but the mattes are incredible. I love them. The shimmer that I've picked up quite a bit is the color Homey right here. Again, I have a full video on this. This is a really nice shade. My hands are orange and purple, and anyway, that one is really nice, and I've been reaching for these right here. Pretty much this right here, and the mattes are all around. I really do like it. It's kind of a little bit more basic because of those shimmers, but I like it. I've reached for it. I have found its place, and I do think that it will be used in my collection. But again, there's just that one negative that I was just hoping for, maybe just a little bit more glitter. Chantecaille released their Cheetah collection, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Look at this packaging. It's so beautiful, and the shades inside even more beautiful. I think the first couple of weeks of this past month, it's all I wore. This is my almost perfect trio. This color right here pulls a little bit cool tone on me, but I like that. More like a taupey shade, and it's soft. It's not too intense. Look at that. Oh, I like it. I wish Natasha Denona had some shimmers like that are just a little softer with a little bit of a glitter in there. Very elegant and everyday friendly. I really did like this release. I loved the lip products as well from this release. This is such a easy everyday kind of palette. This is what I like, okay? I don't want 15 shades. I just want 3 or 4 shadows, and that's perfect for me. YSL came out with new colors of their quads, and they came out with this, I want to say in July, June, I don't even know, but I just picked up a few different color stories from them. The 710, fantastic. Look at this beauty right here. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I bought the 700, which is the smokier one. I did wear this one in a video, but wow. The formula, the finish, the color story, even this one, I feel like I was able to make it very wearable because it's so easy to work with. So beautiful, elegant. Yes to these. There's 2 other ones that I think I'm gonna eventually pick up, maybe during the Sephora sale, but very excited about these shadows. This excites me more than the Natasha Denona. Westman Atelier came out with their Café Creme. I told you there's a lot of like these trio quads, and I did not love their original formula that had some shimmer in it. It was just creasing on me. But these are all mattes. I have done a video on them. There's 3 different colors, all kind of that soft matte, and I love them. Have I used them? Yes, probably the most out of all of the ones that I've talked about today. These are the ones I use every day. They're so easy. They're kind of like a putty feel, and they give a blur to your skin. It reminds me a little bit of the Chanel blushes, just a little bit drier. That made these sound not very good, but they are really nice. I like the formula. On me, they last really well. I do notice one crease, which I probably have on right now. I usually have one fold that's pretty intense, and this I've noticed get into that, but overall they are much more long lasting and smudge proof or any of that compared to their other formula. So this is another huge hit this month. Two incredible mascaras are right here. Chantecaille, I've talked about this quite a bit, absolutely love it. And a new discovery, I've discovered this past week. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Exagger-eyes volume mascara. I think I did a reel. Did I put it on YouTube as well? I try to put things on YouTube as well, but definitely did it on Instagram and TikTok, and love this mascara. It is so good. It is smudge proof, and I did not like any of the Charlotte Tilbury older mascaras. It's so good. It is very buildable, a lot of volume, longevity. Really like that it's not smudging, and you can use it on the lower lashes. If it smudges, it's a no-no. And this did not smudge, so it's a 10 out of 10 because of that. Now for lips, we had quite a lot of lip liner releases, and I'm here for it. I have them right here. I mean, many of these are the same brand, different colors, but let's start with the Tom Ford lip liners. These, I did not have them for that long, maybe a week, but I just want to kind of give you my thoughts on them real quick. I do like them. Sadly, they're very expensive. You do not need to go and get these, okay? I'm just giving you my opinion. My favorite color has to be the 103. That is called the Irresistible, and the Risi. The Risi, I think I've used the most because it's pretty much my lip color, and it's so long lasting. I think that's the reason why I've been reaching for these this week. It's because they do not budge. The only issue I have with them is that because they're so long lasting, they dry down like that, so you don't have time to blend them out. So I have learned to work with them, but that can be a huge negative for a lot of people. So keep that in mind. But I personally can put up with that because the longevity is probably the best from all the ones that I have. Honestly, Fenty is coming in second. Fenty and this, and the creaminess, they're very similar. The Fenty is much easier to work with. It is creamier, but you'll have more time for the product until it dries down, so you can maneuver it. This one is the rubber bands. No, that's peanut butter. And then rubber bands is my favorite, which is this one right here. It's more intense right there, but pick the Fenty over the Tom Ford. Absolutely. $20 if I'm not mistaken. Incredible colors. I really like them. Very, very good release. Now, Makeup Forever has re-released, actually introduced a new formula of their original artist color pencils. And I have here Anywhere Caffeine and Endless Cacao. These are supposed to be much longer lasting. I have nowhere to swatch this. And they are very similar formula to the Tom Ford, actually. They are not as easy to work with as the original formula. This is Endless Cacao, Anywhere Caffeine. Still love the formula. Like this one, you have a little bit more time than the Tom Ford to work with. The Tom Ford is not going anywhere. Those are all the lip liners, lipsticks, and all that. I have been so into my Wonder Skin lip stains. I have found two other colors that I like. I have here the Charming and then the Whimsical. Whimsical is a little bright on me in more of a kind of cool tone, pinky brown shade. Charming is just a softer color. I think it's the lightest shade, and I really like it. Lovely is still my favorite out of all of them, but I've been using these almost every day. I'll go with a lip liner on top, and so for the rest of the day, I have my lips base done, and on top of that I can add oils and lipsticks and whatever I want, but I will always have that lip stain under. I want to mention these RMS ones. These are unique, interesting. They came out with new colors, but I have never tested this formula out. I don't know the name of them. I'm sorry. I can't see it anywhere, and it's too small for me to read it. But I have here 3 colors, the color Jane, May, and Naomi. I will swatch them for you. Well, I'm wearing one of them under this, but I'll have a gloss on. The thing that I like about this is they are a more matte finish, but it's cold. It's interesting. It feels almost like a gloss balm, but it's matte. It's very long lasting as well. Beautiful colors. Here they are. And they're just more natural. I don't know how to describe this. When you put it on, it feels cold. They are very easy to work with. More of a matte finish, not drying, and very pretty colors. Let me wipe this off and show you one color. Let's start with the color Jane. This is more of a nude brown. Oh, I love the feel of these. Again, it feels cold. This is the first color. So pretty. I do wear this with a lip liner. It just feels so interesting. I don't know how to describe these. Okay. One more look. I'm going to try the other ones too. Next we have May. One thing to know is once you click them up, you can't click them down. Oh, I love the way these feel cold. Ooh, I like this shade. I think this is my favorite shade. This is May. And that is the shade Naomi. So pretty. I really like these. Let's put a lip liner, because why not? I am taking Endless Cacao and just kind of adding some definition. See how lip liner just changes, and it just helps everything. And then the last product that I want to mention are the NARS lipsticks. NARS came out with a whole new line of lipsticks, and they are so good. Kind of basic, like your basic satin lipstick. The colors are so beautiful. I have already done a review on them. You can go there and kind of watch all the swatches. My favorite color is this one, Blame. I love this shade so much because it's kind of pinky, peachy shade, and with a lip line. I put this in the center. It's really nice. Let's add a little bit, why not? The formula is so comfortable, so nice, long lasting. For a satin lipstick, I was baffled how well it stayed on, how it did not smudge, but it didn't go outside of my lip lines. I wore the shade, a shade that was a little deeper for me, Decadence, which is not deep, but you know, it was deeper for my complexion, and it stayed on perfectly even after eating. Did it fade? Yes, but it didn't go anywhere. And at the end of the day, I still had color on my lips. So I don't know what they did with these lipsticks. I love them, and I'm usually not that excited about just satin lipstick, but I think NARS did something different. And there's a color Exposed. Yes, I think this one is going to be fan favorite. It's more of a cool tone, nudie color. Look at that. That is good. That is so beautiful. That's it, guys. Those are all the favorites, and I really reduced it. You may not believe it, but I had so many products here to talk about, but these are the ones that I thought they were worth talking about. That is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your favorite products down below, and that's it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.